Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. This video is going to be all about catching up in co-op in Dragalia Lost. I'm going to share a couple co-op clears on the master difficulty. These are first clears for me. There's lots of co-op content I've yet to take on and want to get done before Dragalia Lost ends its service. So this time around, this weekend, I decided to take on the master difficulty of Surtr, as well as the master difficulty of Primal Brunhilda. So that's the plan for today, and we'll also catch up on what's going on in Dragalia Lost because it's been a while since I uploaded a new video. In fact, it's actually been the longest it's ever been on my channel between uploads. It's been a full 3 weeks since my last post about Dragalia Lost. At that time, we had just received the major content update for the month of April. That included Primal Zodiarc's trial, the first half of Chapter 25 of the main campaign, as well as a pretty robust update to the Kaleidoscape, which added through Floor 60. Since then, things have been pretty quiet in Dragalia Lost though, and this is sort of what we were expecting when the end of service was announced. We know that we're going to get content updates through the end of July, but they're pretty far and few between. We only really get reruns of events at this point. We get the same banners over and over with the Sigil Spotlight and the Platinum Showcases. Albeit, yes, there are some Dragalia remixes here and there that do have some past seasonal characters, and yeah, that's nice to see. But unfortunately, Dragalia Lost at this point is in a bit of a holding pattern. So, I have to admit, I was feeling the Dragalia doldrums over the past month or so, and it was really hard to stay motivated to continue to be engaged in Dragalia Lost, even with the bucket list of co-op content that I wanted to complete before the game came to an end. And I don't think I'm the only one feeling that way, as I feel like motivation with the game at this point in its lifespan is a real challenge. And so I have to say, one thing that really made me happy this weekend was just going back into co-op for another round with these two fights. I found these folks over on the Discord who are willing to help me out. The link to that is in the channel description, the video description as well. So if you want to join the Discord, definitely hop over there. There are still some folks who are active and can help you with Dragalia Lost co-op. But it just brought to mind good memories of what made me enjoy this game so much in the first place, and it really is that co-op play. As the game moved toward more auto and solo play, there's certainly fun to that. It can be quite enjoyable, and that's the way I've cleared the Primal Dragon trial so far as they've released. But it was fun getting to work with the team, and definitely appreciate the help and support from players who are more experienced with this content than I was. That's probably going to be the situation as I round out my co-op clears on my remaining content, which is going to include the Legend difficulty of the Sinister Dominion, as well as the Master difficulty trials of Primal Midgard Swarmer and Primal Zodiarc. Still have not completed any of those, so expect future co-op catch-up videos on all of that. But this was really refreshing for me, and it was good to step back into Dragalia Lost, and have to admit, this was the first time this has happened since starting my channel, but over the past several weeks, there are actually a couple days, at least 2 that I know of, where I even forgot to log into Dragalia Lost. I just got to the end of the day, and I was just done for the day. I didn't log into Dragalia Lost, meaning I missed some of my daily bonuses, and so on. So that hadn't happened to me until now. I think it's a sign that as much as I love Dragalia Lost, the lack of new content has just made it hard to keep up with the game. And so I'm still planning on putting out content until the end, but once the game does end its service, that will probably spell the end for this channel. Now, in case you're interested in keeping up with the content I'm creating from then on, I am making a second channel, so I have come to a bit of a decision on that. There's also going to be a link to that in the video description if that's something you're really interested in, but it's going to be more of a potpourri channel for a while, until and unless there's a game that I really settle in on wanting to cover. Probably going to be more variety style content of checking out different games. If that's something you're interested in and you want to continue to follow my videos, definitely please hop over to that and subscribe and join up there so that you can see those videos once they're posted. I decided to do that on a separate channel because I really want to leave this channel, Dragalia Foundry, as a love letter to the game and just as a memoir of Dragalia Lost. It just doesn't feel right. Having only covered this one game on here since the beginning, it doesn't really feel right for me to just pivot, and especially with you as my audience being here for Dragalia Lost for so long, I want to actually just get those who are really interested in other kinds of content, and I don't want to inadvertently upload videos and bombard you with stuff you're not interested in. So if you are interested in keeping up with that, the link will be below, and there's not a whole lot there right now, but we'll probably be uploading there occasionally and sporadically in the future as new games come out that interest me, and maybe if there's anything that really hooks us like Dragalia Lost did, we can continue with that for several videos. But anyway, that's kind of where I am at in life. You know, May is kind of a transitional month, so a lot of reflection right now. I know a lot of you out there are students. Hopefully you've done well with all your exams. You're doing great as the school year comes to a close. Excited about the summer. Definitely nostalgic time of year for me, thinking about graduations and end of year, those long summer days. A lot of good memories there for sure. So hopefully you're enjoying those if that's the point in your life that you're at. And you can look forward to a really good June, July, August, and enjoy that time off. Otherwise, I still hope you're doing well. Not sure what you're up to. I know it was a really busy month for me this past month, so maybe that's part of why I shied away from Dragalia Lost a little bit. But all in all, life is good. Can't complain. Things are going well for me, so I'm happy to report that. As far as Dragalia Lost goes, this next week we are getting the new Primal Mercury's trial. So that's going to come out, and we have Zodiark, we have Midgard-Sormr, we have Brunhilda that you're seeing here. Now we're going to have Mercury, so only missing one trial from that series that'll come out next month, Jupiter's trial. Very much looking forward to trying that out, especially considering we already have the primal weapons available from Primal Midgard-Sormr. So we're going to come into that a little bit better prepared, better geared than we have for the other Primal Dragon trials, but the fight will probably be scaled and souped up accordingly. Also coming this week in Dragalia Lost, we're getting Chapter 25, Part 2 of the main campaign. So that's going to be our second to last chapter complete in Dragalia Lost. The last chapter is 26. There'll be 2 updates for that, one in June and one in July. The one in July is the very final story update for the game. Not sure where Dragalia Lost goes from here. Not sure if we're going to get a Dragalia Lost redive, any kind of rebuild or remake or part 2 for the franchise or spin-off. Those are all things I'd still be interested in seeing and would still upload here to this YouTube channel if that were to come to pass in the future. But for now, not really expecting anything of that sort, and I think I'm okay with that. I feel like sort of at peace with Dragalia Lost going the way it's going right now. And I think looking back on things, you know, there are so many elements that I really enjoyed. There are so many things I think that maybe the game could have done better to reach a wider audience, like a global release. But all that being said, do not regret anything about my time put into Dragalia Lost here. It's definitely been a pleasure. It's definitely been really fun. And the co-op memories are a big part of that. I'm planning on leaving up the games, or the server, the channel's Discord server. It's mainly focused on Dragalia Lost right now, so a lot of those channels will probably be retired once the game does close. But until then, they'll stay open, and once it closes, it'll probably be a much smaller server. But if you're interested in being a part of that community, feel free to hop over there. I know we still have players who are active in other games as well, like Genshin or Fire Emblem Heroes, and so on. So there's still a community of players there that enjoy some of those other series. For me, as far as what I'm looking forward to on the horizon, right now I'm trying to catch up on games on the Switch primarily. There are sequels coming out this year that I want to be ready for. So one of those is Xenoblade 3. I've yet to beat Torna, the Golden Country, and I've also yet to beat Xenoblade 1. I've beaten Xenoblade 2, I've beaten X, but in 1, I'm probably 1/3 of the way through the game, and it's just one of those games that it's hard to find like the amount of hours you need to complete it. I think I was in the Nopon village, and I just had one play session where all I did was talk to NPCs and handle quests, and that took me like multiple hours, and then I thought, okay, I don't know if I'm going to beat this anytime soon, but I really want to get that completed before the sequel releases, Xenoblade 3 releases, rather. And also, I kind of want to finish my time with Fire Emblem Three Houses, before Three Hopes comes out. And Three Hopes comes out even sooner than Xenoblade 3, so I want to beat that. I recently went back, I was on the very last chapter of Blue Lions, maddening, no New Game Plus. I was trying to beat it to get that special clear screen that you get, and it was also my first time ever doing Blue Lions. My first clear was on Crimson Flower, and my second clear ended up being on Blue Lions. I finally beat it. I was stuck on that last chapter for a while. I basically ended up just feeding all of my buff items to one super unit, Ingrid, and she just counter-tanked everything because I did the Ashen Wolves DLC and she had this encounter, so I kind of cheesed that map, but it was very satisfying to finally get past that and see the end of that particular storyline. But having said that, I recently started a Golden Deer playthrough, Verdant Wind playthrough, because I had never cleared that, and so now I'm wanting to beat that before Three Hopes comes out, so I'll be prepared for that game too. So just catching up on all that sort of stuff. You know, Breath of the Wild sequel is delayed at this point, probably won't come out until next year, but I haven't beaten Age of Calamity, so that's one that's still on my mind too. And I've also just been enjoying, some smaller releases. Roguebook, something I'd wanted to check out for a while because I like Faeria, so I checked out Roguebook. I'm kind of looking at this new game that's coming out soon called, I think, Floppy Knights, that looks a little bit like Advance Wars meets Mega Man Battle Network, and I'm very curious about it, so I kind of want to check that out. And that Wild Frost game that was in the Indie World Showcase fairly recently is another one that looks pretty cool. Another thing that is not really in the Nintendo wheelhouse or indie wheelhouse or anything like that, but a game that has me kind of interested is Marvel Snap. I don't know if any of y'all have seen a trailer from that. It looks like it's from a former Hearthstone team, but Marvel CCG for mobile as well as PC looks kind of cool. I think that's one that I might be interested in checking out too. Anyway, y'all, that is going to do it for today. I hope you've enjoyed these musings about what's been on my mind, how things have been going for me in Dragalia Lost, and otherwise some of the games that interest me that I might cover on my second channel. If you're interested in that, definitely check it out. I would very much appreciate it. That is going to do it for today though, everyone. So thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.